Welcome back to all my subscribers, and hello if you are new to the channel. I hope you will also become a subscriber and be able to see future videos as they come up. So I'm just taking you through the stickers today from this beautiful kit from Sadies Stickers. It is a Valentine's kit, as this is the week of Valentine. We don't go crazy overboard here in this house with Valentines, but it's nice to recognise it. And there's no doubt about it, there are some beautiful Valentine's kits available at this time of the year, so definitely worth dedicating a spread to it. I've gone ahead and done my Simply Gilded and Pretty Pink Co washi up in the top right hand corner, and I am just going to lay down the basics, speed you through those basics, and come back to you again to join you for the memory plan. Now that the sidebar and the main part of the spread basics are down, I'm just going to start planning for the week. Across the top of the week, as I normally do, I'm going to add my work stickers. This time I'm using a new sticker to me, which is from the Sweet Planner, and they are the most beautiful, elegant, sort of got a French feel to them. They're really very pretty in pink and black. They're quite large. They're gorgeous, but they're quite large. And so I'm putting 3 of those across the top, and then I'm going to pop in between a couple of the flags from the kit. And this kit has been foiled in rose gold, and the rose gold is, it's a very pretty pinky rose gold. Some kits you get, the rose gold can be quite coppery, but I have to say these ones from Sadies Stickers, I've already used it once. I actually got 2 of these kits. They were so pretty, and I've used one in my day-to-day planner that I use in real time, and now I saved this one for the memory plan of the week of Valentine's Day. So after I've laid down the picture stickers and the flags, I'm just going across each of those 5 days with a work script. These are my fave work scripts, as I know that I've said before, and I must make sure I change it up in the next one. It's so hard when you have a favourite little something, you're so frequently drawn back to it. But they're the work scripts from Mum and me. They're just a great size. So now looking at Monday and zooming in a little bit, we're just going to start this day off with a coffee. I knew that there was quite a bit on this day and it was going to be pretty hectic, and Mondays at our clinic are crazy at the best of times. The phones just go bananas on a Monday morning. We could almost afford to have another group of receptionists set up somewhere else. It's just one call after the other. Really feel for them sometimes. It's relentless. So the only way to get through a day like that is to start off with coffee. So I've used one of the washi strips from the kit. The Coffee Monday sticker is from Arctic Paper Studio, and that sweet little coffee mug there is from Crafts by Thaowie. So then moving down underneath the full box, I've used another half box from the kit. Very pretty again with just that little touch of pink foiling. The Happy Mail sticker is from Mum and Me, and the little letter with the lovely floral sitting in there is from Planning World. And this day I received a parcel from Stickers for You by Kate, and they were quite lovely as well. And that's an Australian shop. It's always nice to be able to support the Aussie brands if possible. Obviously, we don't quite have the diversity here yet that they have in the States. I think that the population over there probably pushes the ability of the sticker people to create some pretty amazing things. But nevertheless, our Australian girls really do make some lovely things and help you create a beautiful planner. Now I've managed to slip out of the focus of the screen, which is really naughty of me. I seem to have been doing this lately. It's a bad habit that I've got into, and I've just got to work harder on getting that up there. But underneath here, I went down to the bottom of the page where I marked my normal Monday night weekly meeting with a meeting script that is my own, and a clock I think is from Planning World, or it could have been a sampler from Crafts by Thaowie, tell a lie. And I've laid that on a small foiled flag from the kit. Then using a knife and fork set, and that is from Planning World, I just marked on there that we had roast lamb this night. Normally I mark meals in the sidebar. I'm not sure why I felt the impulse to mark down that dinner, perhaps because it was so delicious. But nevertheless, I did write it down. I think there was so much happening in this day, and it was so busy that really I just sort of went to the basics to put down in the memory plan, because it was just a crazy busy day. And funnily enough, I didn't even mark in there what a crazy busy day it was, but I might go back afterwards and see if I can fit that in somewhere. So underneath the flag for the workday on Tuesday, I've used a $quarter from the kit and just marked on there that I got my car back. It had to go to the repairs to have some work done on it, and it had come back on this day. It was brought back on a tow truck, which was nice. I didn't have to go and get it. And that's a little car from Crafts by Thaowie, and I've just used that to mark the return of my car. And popping down underneath, I've used that lovely pink half box with a little foiled bow at the top, and I've taken some deco. So this deco is from I think it's called Florina Papery now, and or Floral Papery, and she used to be Vintage Stickers, and when I bought these, she was in fact still Vintage Stickers. She has some really beautiful sheets of just gorgeous deco stuff, and I really do love being able to add florals, pretty florals to a kit, and on this particular occasion that sheet was all pretty pink florals, which was just perfect. So a little bit of that on the side of this box, and just marked that it was a much quieter day at work today rather than the craziness of yesterday. And then back to some basics, things like the laundry needing to be done. So I've used a $quarter from the kit, similarly with that little gold bow. Popped underneath there a laundry script of my own, which I went a little bit off the page with, and I prefer not to do that, but I wasn't going to pull it up. I found that although it's nice to have this heavyweight paper that I print my inserts on, it is actually not very forgiving. I found that when I used to plan in the Whistle and Birch, it was a little bit easier to take the stickers up and down, but not the case with this lovely heavyweight paper. But nevertheless, I just have to take a little bit more care and hope I don't have to pull too many things up. Now I've used a lovely Rotty sticker there that is from Nati Planning, and that was to note that on this evening we went to, actually it was only a couple of suburbs away, and we went to choose a beautiful new Rottie puppy. Very hard to choose from because they were all magnificent, but Christina was choosing her baby this night, and she did pick Diesel. He's now at home with us, and he is absolutely magnificent. He's such a beautiful puppy. We're thoroughly enjoying him, and he was bought to be really good company for the Roddy that we currently have, called Rocky, and it seems at the moment so far so good, and they both appear to be rather good friends. So moving across onto Wednesday, and just as I'd finished talking about stickers and taking them up and down, I really wasn't happy with the coffee sticker. When I designed these little scripts with the two long tails either side, they were designed to sort of go to one side or the other, and I could take off the tail accordingly. When I put this down, I realised I hadn't allowed for the little deco piece to go on there, and so I pulled it up and I made quite a hash of it, so there was bits of stickers everywhere. I fluffed around and pulled a bit off here and there. In the end, it wasn't too bad. It came up okay, but it's not ideal, and something I'm just going to have to be a little bit more careful of going forward. So I actually ruined that first sticker, which is fair enough because I really did hack at it. And it just did not want to come away. So did the best I could, put another one down, this time missing one of the tails, and then I was able to put that little coffee cup there to mark that I did have another coffee morning this day. Really, work is just not quite as easy to cope with without that cup of coffee in the morning. So going down underneath the full box, I've marked a happy mail. But then before I did that, I've gone back up the top and used a little, I don't know, what do you call them, flourish. Sometimes I'd call that a divider, but in this case it's sort of more of a flourish. I tend to think of the dividers as being straight, and a flourish having a little bit more of a swirl or a curl to it. Then I've had a little look at the box that was over on Monday and felt that it was still a little bit plain, and I wanted to add something to the corner there. So I've used one of those little corner flourishes from Sweet Bella XOXO, and that's just balanced up the gold. I feel it's not quite so empty. So using one of the long flags from the kit, I have just cut a little bit off that, added a Happy Mail sticker from Mum and Me, and a little Happy Mail icon from Planning World. And that was just to mark that on this day I got a delivery from Sweet Bella XOXO. I'm actually still getting some deliveries, in particularly from the Canada shops, from the sales, the Black Friday sales in November. So COVID has certainly challenged the travel of these parcels throughout the world, that's for sure. But they're so lovely, it's really not an issue. They're well worth waiting for. And then just underneath that group of Happy Mail, I wanted to mark that I realised I didn't have anything in an A5 wide with regard to dividers for the Aura Estelle. I still haven't dressed it up yet because I just didn't have anything for it. So I've gone to the bottom of Wednesday and used a bit of a collage here. So I've used one of the corners, similar to that I've used through the spread. I've added another one of the little quarter scallops to the corner of that one. Then on top of that, I've put an icon from Crafts by Thaowie, which happens to be my favourite shopping icon of hers. It's my favourite foiled icon. And then I've marked on there that I called Susie at Live, Love and Craft, who is also very open to expanding her shop when things are needed, and was very grateful for that. And so now I've got some A5 wide dividers coming from her. So that completes the first half of the week, just giving you a little wiggle with that picking up that beautiful rose gold foil. And now it's time to move across to the second half of the week. Moving across to the top of Thursday and underneath the work sticker, I've used a half box from the kit. It's relatively plain, but has a lovely little foiled padlock and key in the corner. Just marked on here again that it was another crazy busy morning at the clinic. That seems to be becoming the norm, so I shouldn't be surprised by these days as they're panning out to be so busy. Definitely need to have a think about how we're going to continue going forward, because our girls are going to wear out very quickly with the way things are going. Okay, so now that I've finished that fairly plain sticker, just want to go down underneath here, and I've taken a label from the kit and popped that down to mark that just a little later on after work this day I had a hair appointment. So I've marked that with my own appointment script, and then I've used, this was a little sampler sheet from, I'll have to put it across the screen when I'm finished because I don't actually remember where this was from. I'll have to look back through the stickers. And I was thinking about adding some floral flourish to it, but just didn't quite work. By the time I used those two icons, it was probably as best it was going to be. Then moving underneath, then later that night, it had just been so busy, and I think we'd all had a busy day in the house that day, and we decided that we were going to have something takeaway for tea. So we went to Berwick Thai, which is probably one of my, I think it is actually my favourite Thai food. It's just so lovely. We've tried a few others here and there as time's gone by, new ones have opened up, but we just never seem to be quite as happy. Paired that with a really lovely glass of, on this occasion I had Prosecco, and I rarely ever drink that, so that was really nice. And so we enjoyed our meal of Berwick Thai, and then I finished off the day by watching one of my little favourite English murder mysteries in Father Brown, and I've used a relatively plain quarter box from the kit and popped on there a television icon from Planning Like a Pro and marked that I watched Father Brown this evening. Before moving on to Friday, I decided to take another one of those corner flourishes and add it to the full box on the bottom of Thursday. Again, just to bring in that little bit of extra foiling to this kit, because, well, why not? You can never have too much foiling. So moving across to Friday, I've taken a third box. I think on a couple of occasions I've referred to the third boxes as quarter boxes. But there is, I really like these kits from Sadies Stickers. They just seem to work beautifully with my planning style. And she has a ton of boxes, which is really helpful. So easy to add icons and deco and other bits and pieces. She certainly doesn't have much in the way of deco, but when it comes to functional stickers, she has an abundance of them, which is really great. So using that third box, I took a laptop from Planning Like a Pro, and on there I marked that we had IT issues. I think I've actually written IT issues, but that was meant to be IT issues. And this morning there were just various things just did not want to work. And when you're busy, the last thing you need is for IT connectivity and those sorts of things to not be working as they should. So that just compounded to the craziness of the week, unfortunately. And it took a little bit longer to get those sorted out than I had hoped for. Actually, that little laptop that I mentioned earlier was from Crafts by Thaowie. Alrighty, so moving down underneath the full box, I've taken a couple of flags, so one larger flag and then a little arrow from the kit, and I've used a Mum and Me or nail polish bottle, and I've marked on here that I painted my nails this night. I actually paint my nails, but I don't always paint them. Sometimes one of my daughter-in-laws put me on to Revel Dip Nails, which is fantastic. It's a product that you can, it just goes over the top of your nails, and it just gives you that extra strength, so that if you can grow them, at least the strength, and it keeps them nice and firm, which is great. Every now and again, if I'm not feeling in the mood for that, I might just paint them, but I don't have a dip nail sticker, or actually I do have some paint nails ones, but not dip nails. I might have to get some, but I just marked on there that I had painted my nails. And then just underneath that, with a label from the kit, I noted that Victoria went into stage 4 lockdown again, we had a bit of a flare-up of some COVID cases, and our Premier, who is inclined to be quite vigilant with this stuff, decided that he would lock all of Victoria down. The really sad part about this is that it was Chinese New Year and it was Valentine's Day, and I just felt so terribly sorry for all of the retails and the people who have struggled to get through COVID as it is, and then to have this double whammy hit them for this weekend. Really, really sad about that. Understand things needing to close to keep people safe, but just couldn't have happened at a worse time for them, so my heart does go out to them. So I'm finishing Friday off by taking a Planning Like a Pro TV and popping that down on a piece of washi and marking that I watched a little bit of YouTube on this evening. Just by the time I get to Friday night, I'm pretty pooped, and it's really just sort of a bit of mindless watching, which is really nice. Then I've just gone back to the full box and added a TGIF, my own script there, for Thank God It's Friday, and we definitely were grateful that it was Friday. Everybody was definitely ready for their weekend break. So moving across to Saturday, I've taken another third box from the kit, and on this occasion, actually that might be a quarter box. No, it's hard to say, isn't it? No, it's a quarter. And that pretty pink pillow with the sleep in across it. And underneath that, I've used a Planning Like a Pro. This is, you would have heard me before say that this is absolutely one of my favourite mandalas. It's got the little roses in the centre of it, and it's sort of a floral one, and I just think it's just such an underrated little piece of little sticker. I really love it. So that's gone on to there to mark that I had a sleep in this morning, which I thoroughly enjoyed. And then that morning, as you couldn't go to the shops and purchase anything, I realised that I was just about out of my foundation. So I popped online and ordered some new foundation. And on this occasion, I used a sticker from the kit with one of the foiled flags, short flags over the top. And I used that little long piece of floral that I had taken out earlier, not the big one. I was looking at using the big one, but could see that was not going to work on this occasion. And I've popped that aside, and in its place I ended up going with a longer rose, but obviously I did that after I wrote down that I was ordering the new foundation. I was having a bit of a think and a look as to what was going to be the appropriate deco to go on there. Initially I thought I might put a shopping bag, but in the end I ended up taking this longer thin rose. It seemed appropriate and seemed to fit in that spot quite well. Then I am sorry, I seem to have jumped from the bottom of Thursday across to Friday. But on the bottom of Thursday, I did pop that we had a lazy day and very unusually ended up having a Macca's run, that's just not something we do very often. Occasionally we'll grab it for the kids, the grandkids as a treat. So I've used a Planning Like a Pro, a knife and fork icon with a bow, and I used a flourish between the two of those. Then moving across onto Sunday, at the top of Sunday I marked that I was starting to set up my aura Estelle, but then realised I needed to wait for the inserts to really finish it off, and then moved further down and marked that it was Valentine's Day and used that larger flourish that I had taken off earlier but wasn't able to use. And then at the very end of the day I've gone down to mark that it was time to plan. Then heading back to the full box on the Saturday, I've used another one of the corners just to take away from the background plainness, and again add a little bit more sparkle. As I said, you can never have too much of that. So just popping the sheets back into the planner, I thought I might try and do a little bit of a close-up. It's often the best way to capture the foil. The sun was starting to go off my room by this stage, so it wasn't quite as pleasant as it was very early in the morning, but still, nevertheless, particularly on this left side, it is picking up some of that pretty rose gold foil that has been used through the kit. So just taking you through that slow-mo. By now I've also added the meals to the sidebar. Thank you for joining me. See you next time.